And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. It's your boy Turf. You know, I'm out of town. The usual. Well, not really the usual, but yeah, I'm out of town. So we gotta do it how we do it. And you would think by now I've been doing this long and I would have everything set up. I don't. I know. I'm a hot mess. It makes no sense, but it is what it is. We got a great show today. Great show. I don't have my machine, I don't have all my buttons, I don't have everything. So y'all just gonna have to hear Turf without all the theatrics. So without further ado, we will jump right into it. Yo, Raider Nation, Turf is in the building. Tonight we are deep diving into the secondary and linebacker room. Straight up analysis, real talk, no cap. Cornerback DB room shakeup, right? So the Raiders added Eric Stokes, former first rounder from Green Bay, on a 1 year, $4 million deal. He's got elite speed and starter upside, but health has always been an issue. So got to pay attention to that. And like I say, this is all at a high level right now. We'll deep dive here shortly after the monologue. So they also brought back Darnay Holmes for depth at nickel. He's a solid 30 tackles, sacked last season, re-signed off day three picks, right? We also got Lonnie Johnson Jr. to add more depth at safety and special teams. Then we got a second edition, right? Safety Jeremy Chin, 16 million, two-year deal. He tallied 117 tackles and 5 pass deflections last year. Big safety. I mean, he can actually also somewhat be a linebacker with the size he has. Pause, and the things that he can do. But he's there. We got him. Meanwhile, in OTAs, Jacorian Bennett still unfortunately nursing injury, not yet locking down full time reps. We'll have to talk about it, right? Yeah, and the fans polls showed over 59% want Jair Alexander, but durability is a red flag. Coaches praise current cornerbacks, but we're still waiting for elite level impact. That says a lot. Again, that's coming from the coaching staff, is what they're saying. Safety group and coaching direction with Morik gone, Isaiah Polamalu re-signed. He dropped 2 forced fumbles and logged 89 tackles last year. He now locked in a 2-year deal worth 8.45 million. Joe Woods, our new DB passing game coach, is shaping the mentality. He's been known to transform secondaries from his Denver, San Fran, and New Orleans days. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I didn't. Had to research that today, man. Pete Carroll's been preaching energy in OTAs, minicamp. Coaches said he brings fire and energy. So, responded with 4 picks in a single practice. That's DBs and linebackers combined. We starting to get things done. Go straight to it. Linebacker room run stoppers and sideline savviness. Meet the plug. Jermaine Pratt just signed on a 1-year deal. 143 tackles last year, ranked top 9 in the run defense by PFF. He's our downhill wrecking ball. Elandon Roberts also came in as veteran leadership, played over 100 games, Super Bowl champion. So he's got that hardware, and he's a strong run stopper. We still got my main man, Severe, his favorite guy. Shout out to Severe, man, existing backer, Tommy Eichenberg. He's slipping, though. He's slipping behind rookies Cody Lindenberg and Pratt. Camp battle is heating up. These are right, all things that are being said, rumors. This is nothing definite. Turf doesn't try to talk in definitiveness. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's It's what the word is on the street, if you will, right? And front office vision and defensive rebuild. Spytech comes from Tampa Bay, so he seems set on continuous upgrades, building depth in the DB and linebacker rooms, post departures like Morrig, Spillane, and Hobbs. So there's still murmur on adding another cornerback, Jair, Asante Samuel Jr., but the coaching staff's energy says they're confident in the current group and recent signings. So do we really expect another signing? Probably not. You know what I mean? But we'll have to see, man. Coach Carroll's culture reset is in full effect, and the secondary is eating fresh under leadership and game readiness. So we'll have to see how that goes. We'll have to see how that goes. OTA and minicamp buzz, the DBs and linebackers making flashy plays, man. Holmes, Johnson, Pullamile, Chin all had standout moments. All of them. And the battles are engaging as far as the cornerback position. Stokes, Holmes, Bennett, Richardson fight for outside nickel snaps. Carroll loves competition. Linebacker depth is absolutely legit now. And remember, we were nervous. This was actually one of our major issues as far as one of the teams in the room, in the locker room, which is the linebacking team. So Pratt, Roberts, Eichenberg, Lindbergh front office got coverage and toughness secured. So Stokes needs health. Holmes and Bennett must show up versus wide receivers. Still could snag Jair, if he drops, right? Dangerous move, injuries a risk. So, because obviously grabbing him, you're gonna have to let something go, right? Pratt and Roberts, immediate run help. Lindenberg is on the rise. I've already told y'all about Lindenberg. I cannot wait to talk to that kid. And Eichenberg, I don't know. Severe looks like his days is numbered, man. I believe that's pretty much the case. Pete Carroll's vibe is infection, energy is high. That fire and fun competitive edge we need if we're ever going to see the playoffs. So, by training camp, expect deep defensive backs, linebacker room to be intense. Competition fierce. Coaches watching every rep. These moves, they're not filler. They're not building depth, toughness. They're building depth, toughness, and flash plays. So, there you have it. Monologue. We're going to dive into this, as you know. But first and foremost, right? Chat lives matters. Chat lives matter, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, we got Yaya in the building. Shout out to Yaya. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Salute Turf. Salute Sacktown. Salute chat. And you already know, man. My main man, Sacktown Raider Mike in the building. Yeah. And of course, Turf, we got your back, just like you got our backs. To that, cheers. I appreciate y'all, man. And we now also have a person I've never seen, Mr. AM Jad 47. Hello, brother. Salute. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Where am I from? That's a loaded question. Your boy Turf is old, so I'm from a lot of places, if you will. Originally from Connecticut, born and raised. Been in Texas for almost 20 years right now. Soon to be a Las Vegas, Nevada resident. It's gonna take me some time. Hopefully my little man ain't listening because I'm sure he's frowning up on that. He wants to finish high school in Texas, so we're gonna make it do what it do. Yeah, that's my new track champ. So appreciate you guys for showing up. Yeah. And with that being said, I do want to give my little guy some serious props, some serious shout out right here to my man Trayson. Yeah, it's amazing to see, man. This kid is 13 years old. If you guys follow me, you already know. Been constantly talking about my daughter, her accolades, all that good stuff. Yeah, so I thought she stole all the athleticism out of the family. I'm quite wrong. At 13, probably the youngest 13-year-old in district here in Texas. My son won 400, 800, came in second place with the 4 by 800, and he came in sixth with the 200 hurdles. But if anybody knows track, you run a 400 and an 800, that's pretty much your day. This kid ran a 400 and 800, and then he ran another 800 and had less than 30 minutes to recover for the 200 hurdles. So, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to him. The most incredible thing is his first year, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the state of Texas. This is definitely one of the meccas, if not the mecca, right? Arguably, for track and field. And his first run out, man. He's already you know what I'm saying, clocking those medals, man, taking home gold. Couldn't be more proud. Couldn't be more proud. You know what I mean? So yeah. Shout out to Trey Day. We got regionals coming up. You don't have to hear me talk about that. But I digress. Let's get back to it. AMJ. No, I mean nothing, man. All respect. Trust me. I already knew that. You absolutely did not come across in any way, shape, or form negatively or anything like that. Just it's a long-winded answer when somebody asks me where I'm from because yeah, I've literally lived all over this country. Literally. So yeah. Shout out to Blitzball Bros. Salute. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Name a car for an edit. Name a car for an edit. Can't wait to get back my M5. Yeah, I don't even know why I brought that up. I'm just gonna start wanting to cry. But that would be my car to name for an edit, man. My guy Cardo Vale. Salute. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. I sub. Can I get a shout out? Even if you didn't sub over here, my man, I'll give you a shout out. You came through. You know what I'm saying? You are absolutely in the chat. And you're contributing, man. So no reason to even have to say please, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. All right. So we're gonna jump right into it. Let me see. Which I want to start with linebackers. I want to start with linebackers. Let's start with linebackers. Let me see. Let me get this window up. So, oops, wrong window. Wrong share. Replace. We'll get to that one next. I don't know why I thought that was. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. All right. Technical difficulties as usual. Y'all should all be very aware of that when it's an Ultimate Raider fan show. So let me make sure I get this right too, because I don't like that view. This is the view we're looking for. This is it right here. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it, man. I should have put the one on the bottom up top. That was our starting linebacking class of 2024. First game of the season, right? We went out there with 5 wheelbacks or weak side linebackers. It all depends on the defensive front, et cetera, right? And I'm going to talk about that real briefly here in a hot second. And then we have our Mike backs, which we only came into the season with 3, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's it. We only came in with 3 Mike linebackers. So just for the people that may not know, right? This is also an educational situation here as well for me to, at least give my knowledge of the game and understanding. And there's 3 different types of linebackers, right? You got a SLB, an MLB, and a WLB. SLB, Sam linebacker, or weak linebacker, or strong. My bad, not strong. Weak. Sam linebacker or strong side linebacker. Right. That's SLB. WLB is what they call the will linebacker, right? And again, this all depends on the defensive front or also the weak side linebacker, right? WLB. And then last but not least, you have your Mike linebacker, right? MLB, or basically your middle linebacker. All of these positions absolutely depend on what the defense in front is, right? Sometimes you only have a Mike, right? Sometimes you don't have any linebackers. It depends. You have all, secondary. But that's what that WLB, MLB means. That's what we have set up for our team. We have will linebackers and Mike linebackers, or weak side linebackers and middle linebackers. You can look at the weak and or strong sides to be probably the fastest of the three, right? Definitely the fastest of the three. I want to say the weak side linebacker is usually the fastest of all three. And it depends, right? It depends on the set, right? Because your strong usually follows your tight end. And your weak side is usually mainly more so. And again, this all just depends. But just giving you a little bit of flavor of what's out there like that. And I'm with you, y'all. You are absolutely right. We got 3 veteran linebackers cheaper than one Spillane contract. I don't know if people really comprehend that. That's huge. It goes without saying. We absolutely upgraded in every way, financially, physically, right? All of those things were taken care of in that linebacking core, which we were nervous going into this, right? So, and Carter Vale, man, no worries, bro. Don't make fun of me. I'm a Seahawks fan. You like the Raiders too, right? Hey, we invite everybody over here. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, you're running into mainly Raider fans, but this show is for everybody, man. Obviously, we only talk Raiders here, but there are certain shows that we do all kinds of, different sports, etc. So don't worry about it. We appreciate you for coming through and hanging out with us, man. And anybody that hates the Chiefs, you might as well be a Raider too. so, so shout out to you, Carter. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the mics because there's only 3, right? We had Spillane. We have my guy Severe's favorite, Tommy Eichenberg, right? And then, last but not least, Amari Burney. New regime, new defense. Well, I shouldn't say new defense. We should probably say modified defense, right? We still have our defensive coordinator and Patrick Graham. And I personally think PG is being he's being refined to take the head coach position when that time comes. Excuse me, when that time comes. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of leadership. Who's going to be running what? Obviously, Pete's there overseeing it all, which is why you're going to see a lot of his blueprint, right? A lot of his DNA, if you will. You're going to see a lot the second half of the show because as we go to secondaries, as you know, that's Pete Carroll's bread and butter right there, right? Pete Carroll has a lot of bread and butter, if you will. He's a coach whisperer, whatever you want to call him in terms of finding players. Right, he is the ultimate players coach, 100%. I've never heard anybody, you know what I'm saying, say anything negative from a player standpoint, right? So there you go. Shout out to WO2. Appreciate you for coming through. Can you put your hand over the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit? I cannot do that, sir. But cheers. Glad you're here. Hope you enjoy the show. All right. So I would like to discuss who we expect right, to stay as this Mike linebacker. I think it's very obvious, right? I think it's very obvious the way that they are lining up, meaning the way that they have the depth chart. And I have to assume this is the Raiders depth chart, right? Um, you know what? That is something I should do. Raiders, I should absolutely give my source, right? So I've been using ourlads.com. Yep, ourlads.com is my source for depth chart. Just as a FYI, heads up, in case people want to fact check all those things, right? And let me know. If it's a bad site to use, let your boy Turf know. But so far, I haven't heard any issues, and yeah, it seems to be accurate. So right now, they actually have uh Elandon Roberts as the starting Mike linebacker, which is wild to me. Um, and you heard the monologue. So again, who knows if this is accurate or not? Because Tommy Eichenberg, as you can see, is number 2 in terms of right now. And that would make sense at the beginning of camp, previous to right the rookies coming in, all of that good stuff. And then behind him, you have Jalen Smith, right? At 3. At 4, one of obviously my favorites. He's a Golden Gopher, and that's Cody Lindenberg, man. I really believe he's got a shot at making this team. And I'm going to go over this right now. Yeah, 100%. I'm absolutely going to go over this. And last but not least, Matt Jones, right? Matt Jones. So we all know Elandon Roberts. I don't expect anybody in this group to overcome him being number 1 as of right now, right? Regardless of what happens through camp, that would be my expectations. 100%. That's my expectations. Is for Elandon Roberts to be the number 1 Mike back, right? So you got who's number 2? Eichenberg and Smith. See, I'm going to say, if I'm going to give what I think is going to happen here, right? What I think is going to happen is Cody Lindenberg. Man, I need my button. Cody Lindenberg. I think Cody Lindenberg has the ability to take that number 2 spot over Tommy Eichenberg, right? Now, the one guy I don't know a lot about is Jalen Smith, and we're going to do some looking right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think he is, Jalen Smith is a veteran. He is a veteran. Yeah, he's a veteran. He's already played a game with us. He's been with us for how long? Yeah, see, this goes to show you. I really don't know who he is, which means how important can he be, right? And I know I'm being drastic, right? And it's all for show. It's all to get the Jalen Smith lovers riled up, if you will. But honestly, I mean, I don't see him being a real threat. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm gonna find him. Jalen Smith. He is a 7-year veteran, guys. He's originally a 2nd-round draft pick. Oh wow. By the Cowboys in 16. He's played 87 regular season games with 69 starts for the Cowboys, Packers, and Giants. Career totals include 624 tackles, 11 sacks, 24 tackles for loss, 6 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, 21 pass defense, and 2 interceptions. I mean, I guess I should pay more attention. I'm just curious as to what he did for us, right? What did he do in 2024 as far as stats for the Raiders? I don't I don't think he played, right? I don't think he did much. And if you look at his Wikipedia, it doesn't even have 24 as far as as far as him playing. So again, I have to assume he's a kid body. Uh, he's ready. He's ready to go. I wish I had my buttons. He's ready to go home. I don't see him making a practice squad, anything like that. My nephew came through the building. The Raider rundown. What up, Unc? Appreciate you for coming through as always, nephew. As you know, he is the better half of the Turf and Rundown show. We gave you all a rest this week. It's not much going on, and as you can see, I'm going through my progressions in terms of what I expect. And this is going to be fun for me this year because I am absolutely going to go back to these videos once the season starts and the positions are set to see where I was completely right or where I was completely wrong. And yeah, you understand what I'm saying, man. Spot on. Lindenberg made an impact that camp. I need to say this again. If you guys watch me, you already know. I uh I was fortunate to watch Minnesota a lot this year. A lot. We have another kid from the University of Minnesota, right? And Ja Joyner. Shout out to Ja Joyner. He is also a native Connecticut person, born and raised, Danbury, Connecticut. Shout out to Ja. Hopefully, I get a chance to chop it up with him. That will be a phenomenal conversation because it's going to be a lot about right growing up in Connecticut and having to deal with right trying to make it, trying to get somewhere, man, and getting to Minnesota from Connecticut. He did a hell of a job. I can't wait to have that conversation. But yeah, um, I digress as always. Back to it. Cody Lindenberg. I'm telling you, the kid's a player. I've seen him with my own two eyes. I was fortunate enough to watch the kid play against Omari and Hampton, North Carolina State. That was a hell of a game, too. It was in Minnesota. I was front row for that on the 35-yard line. Shout out to my nephew Jordan, who was cornerback for University of Minnesota back in 2024. Yeah, so I'm telling y'all, he's the real deal. I honestly think he will be backing Elandon Roberts over Tommy Eichenberg, Jalen Smith, and Matt Jones. I just don't see it. And in fact, I'm going to do Severe a favor, and I think we might see Eichenberg move up out of here. I know that's large. That's a big statement. But if we're only keeping three mics, Elandon Roberts, Cody Lindenberg, and Jalen Smith, maybe for right the experience and the leadership, if you will. Matt Jones, will dive into him in a hot second, but you already know I gotta holler at my main man, my guy, Jeff in the building, my man Turf. Hey man, appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Man, I gotta get back on screen with you, bro. It's been too long. You and Chris for Raiders, man. We'll get there though. As you know, as you can see, I'm not home again. I'm in Salt Lake City. But as y'all know, man, Jeff be taking care of your boy, bro. I don't even know what to say, man. You have no idea. I really do appreciate this, man. I do not take it lightly, man. I really don't. And you always take care of me, man. Finally, I believe I finally got to join your channel. If not, it's coming. It's just the only reason I haven't is because, right, I want to be on the show that you're doing so that you can see it, man, because it's well deserved. And I will absolutely be supporting you if I haven't been. So, yes, thank you. Appreciate it. As always, bro. Pigs in the building. Another one of my OGs, man. I absolutely love chopping it up with. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. As always, hope you enjoy the show. And you know what, man? If Eichenberg can figure it out, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, Lindenberg, Eichenberg, that would be funny. That would be absolutely funny. So, but yeah, back at it. That's what I think for Mike. I'm just telling you straight up, guys. That is what I see. I see Elandon Roberts, Cody Lindenberg, and a fight between, Jalon Smith, a veteran, and Tommy Eichenberg, a young buck that I just don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think he's been producing like people want to see. But let's take a peek at Matt Jones, right? We have to take a peek. I believe he was just drafted, right? Or he might even be a free agent, undrafted free agent. Let me see if I can find him. Matt Jones, yes, undrafted free agent, rookie from Baylor, 6'2", 236. So, I mean, camp body. That's what I have to believe. Does anybody know Matt Jones from Baylor? I'm not even going to bother because I don't want to waste any of our time, right? So, yeah, I don't see that being significant. So if I have to pick three, and that's why I'm going on what we kept last year. So if we kept three Mike linebackers last year, Turf is going with Elandon Roberts, Cody Lindenberg, and Jalon Smith. If it actually pans out that Eichenberg is doing something and it's a fight between Jalon Smith and Lindenberg, I think Jalon Smith is on his way out the door, right? But if it's vice versa, if it's a fight between Eichenberg and Jalon Smith, I don't know. That would be interesting. And I wouldn't be so quick. I wouldn't be so quick at all to count out Jalon against an Eichenberg. And the reason being is, I mean, we've seen it already. I don't need to tell you guys. You've seen it. You've seen Eichenberg, or the lack of seeing Eichenberg. That in itself should be enough. So that's where I'm at with it. That's my Mike group, right? Now we got to jump on into that will linebacker. As you can see, we kept a total of 5, right? And we currently have 5. So I don't know what that means, honestly. I'm just gonna be honest. I really don't know what that means. I Are we gonna keep all 5? I mean, Barrett was the 5th linebacker last year in 2024. As you can see here, he's the 5th linebacker in 2025. You got this kid, Jalen Walker. I don't know anything about him. I mean, I'm going to go to the top of the list, though, because Jermaine Pratt, I think that's enough to be said. Even same thing for Devin White. I've been hearing he's had some issues, right, as far as injuries and so forth. Apparently, he's supposed to be the healthiest he's been, since. And he's supposed to be kicking up dust. One of the guys that we are all, particularly in TRS, we are all infatuated with, Amari Gaynor. He's got some serious athleticism, just like Pigs just stated in terms of Eichenberg. He wonders about Eichenberg's athleticism. We all do. We all do. We're not seeing what we expect from an Ohio State linebacker. It's just not. And that's facts. I don't think anybody would deny that at all. Eichenberg has not lived up to his expectations from that perspective. So he's got some work to do. He wasn't drafted by this regime. He's not a big guy. I just don't see it. I don't see it. So obviously last year we had Diablo and Masterson. Also Mauga, right? Those 3 guys were 1, 2, and 3, right? Gaynor was behind. Well, now you've noticed after getting rid of those guys, we got Pratt 1, White 2, Amari Gaynor 3. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know Jalen Walker, right? He's fresh. He's a rookie. And as well as well, obviously Michael Barrett is not a rookie, or is he? Yeah, no, he can't be. He was on the team last year, so yes, I think it's obvious that that's probably what they're going to go with. But they may change it up, right? They may switch and mix and match. You just never know. You just never know what's going to go there. So it's something to look at. It's something to see. Um, I mean, there's really no way to get rid of any of those guys. I mean, yeah, Jalen Walker and Michael Barrett, right? Maybe you change out Jalen Smith, right? Maybe Tommy Eichenberg moves to Will. But it's that's yet to be seen, and we need more feedback from the real reporters that are absolutely reporting what they see and not their bias. And that's something that I'm sure is very hard for all of them to do. They all end up, liking someone more than the other, particularly when they get access. So, you know what I mean? Someone gives you access, you're absolutely going to be on their side, right? So it is what it is, man. But we're going to have to figure out this room. I am much happier with this linebacking group now more than I ever was or ever have been previous to these new additions. Devin White, I wasn't like over the moon about. I mean, I wasn't over the moon about any of these guys. I'll be honest. I was very happy about Jermaine Pratt, even though he's got a famous play out there getting bullied by I want to say a center or a guard, took him all the way down the field, pancaked him. It was pretty ugly. But I mean, hey, you're gonna win some and lose some, right? So, shout out to Alex N. Hi, appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. And like I told you, I don't do any of that. I'm going to show love to anybody that comes on my channel and says something. I'm, I may act up, but hey, shout out to Danger. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Raiders suck, black and yellow. I gotta assume you're a Steelers fan, right? Gotta be a Steelers fan. So black and gold then for you. Okay, that's cool. I think y'all made one of the biggest mistakes you can ever imagine, taking Aaron Rodgers instead of anybody else for that matter. Where's my button when I need it? But I mean, hey, kudos to y'all. I don't see how you even get out of your division, but that's a whole nother conversation. Kermit BA is in the Kermit NBA in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Grab the camera for Lamar Jack. What is that? Yeah, so yeah, yeah. I'll have to figure that out at another point, I guess. We'll have to see. All right. Anyways, that is my take on this linebacking group. Curious to see how it pans out. Love to hear everybody else's take. Who do you think is a shoo-in, right? You know that. Do you think Lindenberg's a shoo-in? Is there a rookie you think is a shoo-in? Let your boy know. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Good segment. Sin City Raiders. I'm not gonna go this far, bro. Shout out to Sin City Raiders. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Al Bundy is a better quarterback than Rodgers. Yeah, I don't know. I can't go with that one. Can't go with that one. Rodgers is, I mean, let's keep it a bean, guys. Aaron Rodgers, he may not be your cup of tea. That dude's a football player. He's a leader. He's got chips. So love him or hate him. It is what it is. Let's move on to this next group. It's going to be hard to look at this on the screen, I believe. Let me see. I can try to make it as large as I possibly can. But yeah. It's going to be tough. Hopefully, you can read it. You can zoom in. If not, again, you know my source. My source is ourlads.com. If you go in, they have the ability to they have archives so that you can go back to see what the depth chart was at a specific month date, which is pretty dope. So that's why I use it. Yeah, and here we are. We got a few couple of new ones in the building, man. Alec M, my guy. The Steelers are pissing black. I don't mind it, Alec. Hey, you come into a Raiders bee's nest. You gotta expect it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta expect it. Tio Rico from Napoleon Dynamite is better chance than Rodgers. Y'all are crazy, man. I mean, I get it. A lot of people don't like Rodgers. I understand it actually, but it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna jump into this. This is gonna be a long day. I knew this was gonna take most of the time, which is why I wanted to come in right using this second. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. And what I mean by that, first and foremost, we have 18 secondary people right now. 18, ladies and gentlemen. That is 8 bodies more than last year at this position. Right? 8 years. I mean, 8 people. That is a lot to cut. If there's one group that I'm going to get wrong, it's going to be this one. That's my assumption. My guess is when I look back at this, it's 100% going to be the cornerbacks. I won't even say strong and free safeties. It's going to be cornerbacks. That's going to be my issue. And again, remember, I always set this up to where I go specifically from last year and then caveats. Because the caveat is we are with a new regime. And this new regime is absolutely going to have different depth, right? They're going to have different schemes. It's just going to be a lot of difference. I do think the foundation and everything else is pretty much going to be the same. I think Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham, I mean, they're a match made in heaven from that respect. And we'll find out. We will find out. But let's dive on into this because, look, 10 secondary group, 10 people in the secondary group last year, right? So let's look at it. We had 2 left cornerbacks, 2 right cornerbacks, 1 nickel back, and Nate Hobbs. Then we had 2 free safeties and 3 strong safeties. Do I expect the same thing? No, I don't. But I am going to operate as an if. That's what, the expectation is going to be in terms of this roster. It's pretty much going to be very similar. And what I have to do is go directly to the left cornerback position, right? And again, we're going based on how this sits. I give Jacorian Bennett a hard time, and rightfully so, pause. He hasn't played a full season. 4th round pick, playing playing better than the 4th round pick for sure. But we still haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? We still haven't seen it, man. It's I don't know. And as you know, TRS is split. The Raider Syndicate, I believe we're split. I think you have Severe that's in the middle, me and Rundown to the right, and Chris and Cheeto to the left. That they love Jacorian. I'm not gonna say we hate him. We just don't see what they see. And then you got Severe in the middle where he could care less either way, right? But and I know my guys are going to be shocked on this. But the reason you shouldn't be shocked is because of the setup that you see. Moving Jacorian Bennett from left to right, right? Or I mean, right to left, right? Because last year Jacorian Bennett was the right cornerback, which I guess they consider to be the number 2 cornerback, right? While the left cornerback is considered number 1, where Jack Jones was our guy, right? With DeCamerion Richardson backing him up. Jack Jones is no longer there. So, ta-da! You have Jacorian Bennett. DeCamerion Richardson, has he been progressing? I'm not sure. I we didn't like what we saw out of him. I mean, it wasn't complete terribleness, but I don't see a legit bona fide starter, right? He's got the size and speed and all of those things. And I kind of brushed past that, but I do need to bring that up, right? Because the bottom line, we all know and understand, Pete Carroll loves very big, lengthy secondary guys, safeties and corners, 6'1", 6'2", and above. And that's one of the situations that Jacorian Bennett is lacking. He's small. But who's going to take his spot? DeCamerion? No, I don't see that. And then, as you can see here, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But in that third spot for left cornerback is Mello Dotson, free agent from this year's draft. I believe he's from Kansas. This kid can play. So with left cornerback having 2, I would not be surprised if Mello Dotson takes that number 2 spot at left corner. But I have to concede right now and say DeCamerion Richardson is that guy. And a lot of that is because of his size. I haven't heard a whole lot of negativity in terms of DeCamerion Richardson during camp. I haven't heard anything positive either, though. So that can be considered a red flag. It just depends on which side of the fence you're on, right? So, but as Pigs stated, I do too, my guy. I actually thanks, but I clicked the wrong button, but my man is in the building. Scott Bowe in the building. I can't wait to get him back on the show. Mello isn't from the draft. He and Greedy were undrafted free agents. Correct. From Kansas. And as Pigs I was clicking on, he stated, I like Dotson's game. I like Dotson's game too. I like it a lot. And again, I don't know. I haven't heard much in camp, right? I haven't heard much in camp, but it wouldn't shock me if Mello moved up ahead of Richardson. That wouldn't shock me at all, guys. It wouldn't shock me. So to see those roles reversed, right? You got Bennett number 1, Mello Dotson number 2, and DeCamerion Richardson number 3. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But looks like we're only going to keep 2. So do you cut DeCamerion Richardson? I mean, due to his size, I don't know. I don't see how that happens, honestly. So if I have to do it right now, right? And again, this is where we get to look back. And maybe I'll do this again, but if I have to do it right now, I'm going with Bennett and Richardson at left cornerback, right? No longer have Jack Jones. Looks like Mello Dotson is on the chopping block, guys. Yeah, that's just how I have to see it. But I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. I'm going to keep it there until I hear further. I just need anybody have any idea of what's being said about DeCamerion Richardson? any inclination of him not doing well in Dotson is in that spot. I'll just leave it at that. Let's move to safety, strong safety to be exact. Obviously, last year we had Marcus Epps, Paul Mile filled in for him, right? And then Harper Thomas, or Thomas Harper, my bad. I don't know. I don't think he. I don't think he. Yeah, I don't think he's. Yeah, of any. You know what I'm saying? Any worth from the Chargers. I don't even see him, right? So no, he's actually moved up. Wow. I didn't notice that. Harper Thomas is now a free safety. And not only is he a free safety, he is backing up Polamalu. That's pretty big. That says a lot, guys. That says a lot. That says an awful lot. So I have to pull back, right? I have to pull back from here. Right now, and that's the interesting part. Yeah, Chris Smith. Wow, that's this is interesting. Wow, it just messed everything up for me right there because yeah, because Harper Thomas, I expected to be somebody that gets cut, man. I really did. And I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong there. I have not heard much though. So hey, we're gonna start with that strong safety situation. Jeremy Chin is obvious. He's in. There's no question about that. Lonnie Johnson Jr. Again, that's another guy I think I've heard some good things about. Right? I've heard good things, and clearly he's second right now. He comes from Carolina. I don't know where he is in his career. I don't know if he's older, if he passes the rundown test or not. That would be interesting. But as of right now, they have him at strong safety. Epps isn't there. Harper's moved to free. So I'm okay with this. Trey Taylor, though. Trey Taylor was somebody we all thought would end up having, more of a potential to contribute more. And it just had, right, had the knee injury to start as a rookie. And he just never materialized. Has anybody heard anything on him? I have not. So that leads me to believe Trey is possibly heading towards that practice squad or the chopping block altogether. And last but not least, as far as this strong safety situation is concerned, you have Jonathan Sutherland coming from the Giants. Again, if they putting you behind Trey Taylor, and you know what I mean. Again, Trey Taylor was not drafted by this regime, right? None of these guys that are here were drafted by this regime except for the rookies. So it's going to be interesting to see that battle. They kept 3 strong safeties. As of right now, I'm going to leave that exactly how you see it. I'm lying to you. I want to dive into Sutherland. I have to. Yeah, I know it's already top of the hour. Turf is already going over time, right? I always do. Let me see. I have to look at this, guys. Yeah, Sutherland. He's not even on the list. He's not even on the roster. He's not on the roster. So that's telling me all I think I need to know. Jonathan. Yeah, let's see what's going on. Let me see if I can look at this guy's production or lack thereof, right? Man, it doesn't look good already. Just trying to find a wiki, it just doesn't look good. Here we go, wiki. He's old. He doesn't pass the rundown. Oh, this is not. That must be his daddy. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm no longer. Yeah, I don't want to waste people's time. There you go. Um, I don't see that being a threat. So just a camp body. So if I'm stuck with three strong safeties, you're looking at them right there. Let's move on to free safety. We obviously know Trayvon Morgan is gone, right? Chris Smith, a lot of people were high on. We were hoping something would materialize with that. As you can see it there, pull a mile. Thomas Harper, right? He's gotten that second string spot right now, and obviously he's doing something to hold on to it. Unless anybody's hearing anything out of camp, I have to assume Chris Smith and Hudson Clark on the outside looking in. And I'll just say right now, I don't see them getting in. Chris Smith. Would you guys say he's a disappointment? How do people feel about Chris Smith? I mean, is it too soon? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to say the jury is out and it's probably time to move on. He's not from this regime. I don't even know if he fits the measurables, right, in terms of a Pete Carroll secondary. He's probably close, but who knows? So I'm going to have to ask those two guys, right? Just like I'm asking Jonathan Sutherland. And now we move over to the right cornerback situation, which we obviously already know. The two right cornerbacks that you see in 2024, Jacorian moved to left, Darnay Holmes moved to nickel. So there is nobody, right? You got a bunch of new guys, right, that came into the building. And I think this is exactly what I would expect. Stokes first, Darian Porter second, John Humphreys third. Does John Humphrey make it? Probably not. Probably not, right? If there is a place that I expect us to keep an extra person, if you will, keep 10 people, it will be at Nickelback. Darnay Holmes. And again, this can all change based on the versatility of the other guys, right? You never know who can come in and play nickel or, slot. It's just, right? There's a lot of guys that have the ability to do that. Right. So yeah, shout out to Scott again. Thank you for saying this, man, because it says something, and you're right. Chris Smith was a fifth round guy for a reason. Hard to call him a disappointment when I don't think expectations were all that high to begin with. I agree with you. The expectations came high, I want to say, based on his background, his leadership, right? Military, all those good things. And they looked like they started to translate before he got injured. So that's why I say that. But yeah, I agree with you, Scott. The reality is, yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not really worthy to talk about from that respect. And that's just the way it goes, right? That's how it is sometimes, man. But as I've stated, Nickelback only had one. I think Darnay Holmes stays there. But I also believe that, yeah, Sam Webb, I think he makes the squad. I think he makes the squad. There are two guys on this secondary list that I really want to make the squad. But I'm not hearing anything from either of them. And again, that's Mello Dotson, that left cornerback, and then last but not least, Greedy Vance at that nickel. They got him behind this kid, Caillou Blue Kelly, right? Uh, uh, Again, I'm not going to sit there and act like I know this kid. It's impossible for anybody to know all of these guys and know enough of them to give an assessment that makes sense. But they have him in front of Greedy Vance. So clearly that must be for a reason. I think we keep two nickelbacks. I think we keep 2 right cornerbacks, 2 left cornerbacks. You're already at 6, right? You're definitely keeping 2 free safeties, 2 strong safeties. That's 10 right there, guys. That's 10. So with that extra 10, that's the way I see it. Clearly, as time moves on, right? Injuries, all kinds of different things that can cause some changes. Specifically, it's always going to be an issue. I mean, Kuntz, anybody? Yeah. So, you never know until the start of the season, and even when the season starts, right? What's the chances of somebody getting injured in the first game? Probably high, I would say, right? Happens in every game. So that's where we are with it. I yeah, I thought this stuff through and through. I really did. In terms of my expectations. And I can't wait to see what they have to say. Let me go back to the chat, man, and let me see before we get ourselves up out of here shortly. I know that I saw a whole lot from our new black and gold friend. Let me see. Let me see where he is. Yeah, Mr. Danger. Mr. Danger had to say Lamar is 3-5 all time versus the Steelers. Burrow 4-3. So why don't we get out the division? They haven't beat us with Rudolph or Duck Hodges or Kenny Pickett. Rodgers best for now. I agree with Alec here. Old Rodgers still not gonna win it all. I agree. Yeah, yeah. And yes, danger. I agree with you on this one too, man. There hasn't been any quarterbacks in the draft for a couple of years, with the exception of the guy I wanted, and that is Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is the real deal, 100%. Yep, yep. I really do. I think he's a potential gold jacket wearer, without a doubt. I was never high on Caleb Williams. I was never high on anyone other than Jaden Daniels. So that comment last couple of years, I have to wholeheartedly agree with you, man. I do. Yeah. We do have a lot of D linemen. Alec, that is due to the injury of Wilkins. I've been telling everybody that injury is bigger than people think. If we're lucky, he'll be playing like himself week 8. If we're lucky. Danger. Sheesh, Raider fans talking mess to a Steelers fan. We fell far from grace. Bro, this rivalry and it's a good rivalry, right? I I adore the Steelers from that respect, right? The immaculate catch, the battles we had back in the day, second to none. I mean, it is what it is, man. It absolutely is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Danger. I'm starting to see how it feels to be a Raider fan. Yes. Well, guess what? As in Alec just said, you will see the dysfunctions the Jets had with Rodgers as well. There's no running away from it. And in fact, I heard the reason you guys didn't draft Shador, which I think is a huge red flag, and I think everybody that passed on that kid is going to regret it, is because of Rodgers. And Rodgers specifically stated, nope, you draft Shador, I don't come. So I'd love to know if that's true or not. I have no idea. But yeah. Alec, I could not agree with you more. Where's my buttons, man? Jack Jones, Diablo, and Masterson gone are positives. Couldn't be more positive. I agree. Couldn't be more positive. Yep, yep. And Dodson and maybe Webb could make the team. I hope so. Our secondary is atrocious. Was atrocious. Yeah, I hope so. I sure hope so. I hope he makes it. So we'll see. Pigs, pigs. Coaches at Kansas said his game translates to the NFL. He is talking about Mello Dotson. And yeah, I really like Mello Dotson. Um, the only one that I compare, that I'm him and Greedy, those two, man, I have a soft spot for them. I don't know why. I like what they did in college. I think they were excellent collegiate players. They did a great job. My guy Scott states, I think we keep six cornerbacks. I think JB Stokes, Richardson, and Porter are locks. From right now, I'd say Holmes and Mello make it too. I like that. I like that a lot. And I would agree with that statement. And I'm hoping that that's the case. And I was thinking the same thing with the Cameron Richardson. I think that they're gonna find a way to make him, work out for for sure. If Pete Carroll can't bring it out of the Cameron Richardson, that should tell the rest of the league, put the rest of the league on notice, right? Just should. And yes, Harper low key made some plays for us last year. I agree. I agree. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Hero in the building. Buenas tardes, Raiders. Como estamos, amigos? We ready. Y'all ready too. So I hope we can engage positively because I want the Raiders to do work this year and at least be a 500 team. Higher expectations kill. I think we'll be more than fine. 500 team, I don't think we do that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we do that. I hate to say it, hero. So, uh, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. And hey, man, I appreciate that. This is a cool double OG Raider platform, just like the official Raider Live. Respect for show, for show, for show. I appreciate that, man. Already got that one right now. All right, Scott. I can't, man. Scott, when you coming on the show, bro? Let's get it locked and loaded. Next week, week after, let me know, man. This is my last trip. I should not be going anywhere else during the week. Hopefully, until the next Raiders game, and that still won't be during the week. Yeah, that first preseason game is what I'm looking to do. I really think the fan base is sleeping on Darnay Holmes. Dude made some plays at the end of the last season, and I've seen his name come up in camp reports. He's my favorite dark horse. Hey, man, I love Darnay Holmes. I think he has the ability to be that slot. I really do. I mean, he's right now the starting nickel back. That's what he is. I think he takes that position and never lets it go. I think he's found his spot. He found his place. Yeah, and that's where it's going to be. Right. So, hero, great question. How many elite players do the Raiders have, including the rookies, who can be wild cards? I mean, we got a handful, literally a handful. You're talking Max Crosby, right? You're talking Brock Bowers, right? I mean, elite, yeah, a handful. I mean, elite. I don't. I want to say JPJ, but I can't say elite. A lot of guys will put freaking Colton Miller as elite. Not doing it. As far as rookies, you already know who everyone is looking at. Better be elite, and that is your boy Ashton Janty. But I think who can be elite as a wild card, your boy Dante Thornton. Boom, where's my button? I think he has a really good shot and ability to be elite with that speed, with Chip Kelly's offense, with Geno Smith throwing him the rock. He's got a shot. He's got a shot. So yeah, that's that's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting. JB in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show, my guy. What's good, Bubba? How you doing today? Everything's going well, man. I'm out here in the beautiful mountains of Salt Lake City for the week, here for work. So heading back home Friday. And yeah, I'll be doing all shows from out here today. Out here this week. And yes, Alec, generational Daniels. Yep. Yes. Yes. Yep. 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 All right. Let me see who we have. All right. We got anything else in the comments? Now it makes sense. Hero is a Chargers fan. That makes a lot of sense. My guy, Raider Paul in the building. Raiders, appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Alec, man, you saying a lot right there. I 9 wins I would be ecstatic. 9 wins, that's a hell of a season. That's a hell of a season, Alec. I hope it works out. I just don't see it. Yeah, yeah. Yep. So we got D. I think D is on the wrong channel, but we gonna say it anyways. Shout out to D. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. What these young bloods fail to understand is that this game has been and always will be about buckets. Basketball? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I have no idea. So yeah. Obviously there was a whole lot of drama going on. For those that are in the chat, I'm not talking about it. That has nothing to do with that. But that's what that is. I yeah. I don't I don't do much in that space, man. I'm here to kick it, have a good time, conversate, talk about the Raiders, talk about our opponents, talk about it all, man. I really don't have time for the riffraff, the nonsense. Never have, never will. As my boys in TRS know, I'm all set. Yeah. So with that, this was an excellent show. I swear, the next time I'm away from home, I'm making sure I get all my stuff situated. I don't like not having my buttons. I don't like not having my noises. Yeah. But anyways, all good. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Took the information you can, run with it. Can't wait for them to start making cuts and final decisions so we can all look back and have that conversation, man. I appreciate you, Jeff. As always, man. Definitely go check out his channel. Jeff is now officially the president of the Black Hole Chapter New England, man. So shout out to Jeff. So excited for you, man. Can't wait to get back on camera with you as always. Yeah, we're gonna have some good takes to talk about. Whether people love or hate them, all good. Dang, hey, you play ball? I don't know what you're talking about, Hero. As soon as I go to click, sometimes this gets me. But Raiders will be back in control of the AFC West soon. Yes, I agree with you on that. And last but not least, Mr. Jason Downs, appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks, Turf. No, thank you. Thank you and everybody else that came to support the show. Get what you get out of it, man. But I enjoy this as always. Yeah, and I'm excited for what we see out of camp. We're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a lot to talk about as soon as they start making these cuts. Right, we're over 90. That first cut is gonna be tough. We'll all be there to watch it. Yeah, and I can't wait to discuss. But until then, this is another episode of the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 show. It's been a blast, ladies and gentlemen. Until next